welcome you all in this session. Myself, Assistant Professor Ripa Gupta from LJ School of Law. So today I am going to take the subject of rehabilitation of criminals. The topic of discussion is probation of good conduct. So section 360 of CRPC discussed about the provisions on release of the offenders on the probation of good conduct or after the admonition. So here, if the offender is having certain characteristics or the nature of offense, then he might be given probation for his good conducts, or he might be released after the after the admonitions. So this is about section 360, where again for the rehabilitation or the reformation of the criminals, these sections are there, where if we find that the character of the prisoners or the offender is going to be improved, or we need to give him a chance, then this section applies to such offenders which has been prescribed or defined in this section, and they will be given the probation or the release for their good conduct. So we'll see, say section 360 subclause 1, which says that every person, any person not under 21 years of age. So first characteristics is any person, that includes men. Any person not under 21 years of age, that means more than 21 years of age. Second thing, convicted of an offence punishable with fine or only with imprisonment or a term of 7 years or less. So what are the offences for him? Only with fine or with imprisonment, which should be less than 7 years, not more. So if the person is convicted for the offence which is only fine or imprisonment which is less than 7 years. Second thing, or any person under 21 years of age. So he said any person who is under 21 years of age, any girl or boy who is under 21 years of age, or any woman, that means women of any age, but any person, that means he talks about the man who is under the age of 21, convicted of an offence not punishable with death or imprisonment of life. So that person who is under 21 year age and women who are convicted not for the death or the life imprisonment, that means any of the imprisonment may be fine or more than 7 years. If they are convicted not for the death or the life imprisonment, then for both of them, for the person above 21 and below 21 and woman, and no previous conviction proved. If there is no previous conviction proved, that means they must not be convicted for any offences. If any trial is going on against them, that will be fine, but there should be no conviction of that person previously. That has to be proved against that offender. So these are the requirements of a person should be fulfilled for getting a probation for good conduct. So person above 21 years of age, what are the offences? Fine or imprisonment less than 7 years. Under 21 age, death, except death or the life imprisonment, and the both should be not convicted before any offence. So after seeing or proving these circumstances, the court should see different characters. First, if it appears, the court regard being first character is age, second characters or to antecedents, that means his past activities, then the circumstances under which he has committed the crime, and then it is expedient to the offender should be released on probation of good conduct. So after seeing these characteristics like his offences, then his age, his character, his past activities, and his circumstances under which he has committed a crime, the court may give him pardon for may release him on the probation of good conduct. So in this, instead of sentencing for full punishment, he will call rather in some interval, like he will give him punishment which is not exceeding 3 years. So in probation of good conduct, minimum 3 years, the punishment should not be exceed more than 3 years. But in this 3 years, he should be called whenever court feels so, and that person has to appear and be be in custody for that particular hour. So in that period of probation of good conduct, he has to come out or go, he maybe attend the jail or maybe go out from the jail for that particular period of time, and he has to keep his good conduct in whole that period. So after saying all these things, the magistrate of the first class may take proper cognizance of the case, and he may file such a punishment that he may think fit, but that imprisonment should not exceed 3 years. So he may impose any punishment on him, and and he make such a case where he give him probation for good conduct. Apart from that, he should take proper inquiry from the probation officer that that person is keeping good behavior in outside society, he is keeping peace in the outside society. It is a duty of the first class magistrate while passing the probation for good conduct. Apart from the previous discussed offences, if the person has been defined in subsection 3 of the Act, it says that in any case which a person is convicted of theft in a building, dishonest in appropriation, cheating, or any offence under section IPC, if that person is convicted for the first time and it has no previous conviction, the same factors like age, circumstances, and there is no past antecedents of that person, he may be released on the probation of good conduct. So that is a power of the court. If that person has committed such crime for the first time and he has some good character, then court will give him again a chance and he may be released for the probation of good conduct. So this power under this section has been given to the appellate court or the high court as well. So they both can give the pardoning power to an offender whenever they think fit to give him. Now the court will direct release of offender under subsection 1 shall be satisfied two things. First, about his surety, that they are working in that area, they have the property in that area, and their occupation should be visited by the probation officer. So it is feasible for them to visit the offender and his places where he is working. Secondly, if the court which convicted the offender or a court which could have dealt with the offender in respect of original offence is satisfied that the offender has failed to observe any condition of recognize, he may issue warrant to his apprehension. So if that person who has been released on the probation of good conduct, if it is appears that in before the court that he is not behaving properly as per the instruction given by the court, they will again file a search warrant against him and they will may take that person in custody again. So after issuing such warrant, the court will, when apprehend such any warrant, shall be brought forthwith before the court issuing warrant, and the court may remand him that person in the custody until he heard him or admit him. So until he filed for the bail or that he heard him, then he will be under custody of the court. And this is all about the section of the 360, which is about the probation of good conduct. And the last section of subsection 10 of the Act says that nothing in this section shall affect the provisions of Probation Offenders Act, the Children's Act, or any other law for the time being in force for the treatment or rehabilitation of the criminals. So section 360 is all about probation for good conduct. If any person whose character, his age, whose circumstances are under such a nature that court thinks that we should give him another chance, so we should leave him for probation of good conduct, which should not be exceed 3 years. He may release him on the probation of good conduct. Then he will see from the probation officer that he is keeping peace in the and security in the society and is behaving good in the society. He will may give him some instruction that he has to follow during his probation of good conduct, and he has to appear whenever he called by the court, that he has to be in the custody for some time being. So in these 3 years he has to appear or he has to go out from the custody whenever the court finds thing. This is all about probation for good conduct. Thank you.